Hello, I'm Jay, owner of Volunteer Audio in Oliver Springs, Tennessee, and I hope this is the last update video on shipping or anything about these new radios from Soundstream until they get to you. So let me get you up to date. About a week ago, we shot an update video talking about an issue with the iDataLink Maestro modules. There's a shortage on the MRR2, and we talked about what we were going to do with the MRR. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch that video. It'll fill you in up to now. I hope this is the last update video. I think it will be, but I wanted to bring you up to date and let you know what's going on with any radios you may have pre-ordered, or if you're thinking about pre-ordering, whether the HDHU.9813RG, that's the new Road Glide radio, or the HDHU14si, which is the new radio for the 14 and newer Harleys. Both of which we've been running a pre-order on for a while, and I just want to get you up to date if you've already purchased one or if you're thinking about buying one. So here's where we're at. Back in October, Ronnie at Soundstream reached out to me and he said, you know, we're thinking about adding some more features to the new HDHU14si. We've had a lot of customers. We did. A lot of you called us. You called him as well, and you asked about adding the ability to see low fuel. So when you get low on fuel, it pops up on your factory radio and it says you're low on fuel. People liked that. They wanted that on the new radio. They also wanted to be able to see if they got low on oil pressure. So Ronnie came to me and he said, I've got a solution. We can do some changes to our software, and anytime it gets low on fuel or you lose oil pressure, it's going to come up on the screen no matter what source you're in. So the way it was originally designed, you'd have to be looking at one of those gauges, and if it got low, it would show you on the gauge. But now you're actually going to get a warning that's going to come up. So if you're an Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or maybe you're just on Bluetooth, but you're not looking at the gauges, it's going to come up and it's going to show you. So he said, we can do this. It's going to add about 2 weeks to it. At the time, we were thinking 1st of November on shipping these new radios out. And we're specifically talking about the SI because the 9813RG cannot do these features, but I've got it here because both of these are held up over the same issue. So we held back, we said 2 more weeks. We'll give 2 more weeks for the software guys to add into the backside of the radio the ability to display this data. We felt it was well worth it, and it was a lot better idea to wait 2 weeks than to ship you a radio and then have you try to figure out how to download and update your radio to add the feature later. So we all agreed 2 weeks was a great timeline. Now, iDataLink Maestro's in the middle of this because their module has to display the information. So 2 weeks goes by, software gets built, it works great, but now iData has to approve the software. So that took a little over a week. That puts into Thanksgiving week. iDataLink looks at it, they approve it, everything's going great, and we told you what we were told then, which is that your radio is going to probably ship that last week of November, and we're going to have them out hopefully very soon after, maybe the 1st of December. So Thanksgiving came. It's a little short week for everybody. We were slammed. Thank you so much if you visited us on Black Friday through Cyber Monday. We had a great weekend. Thank you so much. We're so blessed. It's a good time of the year to stop and think about how blessed we are. But during that week, so come Monday, we should have had air shipments of these radios showing up in the U.S., and that's kind of a process, but they didn't show up, so Ronnie calls to find out why they didn't come in, and here's what he gets told. First off, I know you've probably been watching the news. If you haven't, let me get you caught up to date. China has this thing called zero COVID lockdowns. What they're doing is they're going into these factories, and if one case of COVID comes up, they shut down the entire plant or factory for X amount of days. It's caused a couple issues. First off, a lot of those factories are now cutting back the number of employees they're allowed to work, so they have less chance of somebody come down with COVID, because it's better to have a small group of people working as to have the whole plant shut down. But Monday, Ronnie calls them, and they finally tell him, end of the week, roughly Thanksgiving, about the 25th, they got shut down. So they did a zero COVID shutdown in this plant, and that's made it where our radios, which are all done and we're ready to get air freighted out, are sitting on pallets in a lockdown plant. Good news is they're done. Great news is, as I've got to test some of the pre-production samples, they're amazing and they're well worth the wait. Bad news is we're not going to probably get them for a few more weeks. And what the plant is saying is the way China's doing this, they're going to release that plant to open back up, and worst case scenario, by December 15th, they should be able to leave with an air freight company and come into the U.S. Now, air freight isn't just deliver it to the local airport, go get it and sell it. It goes through customs, container gets inspected. It's about a 7-day process. So December 22nd is now the date, that's hopefully the worst case date, to get the HDHU14si and that HDHU9813RG, the Road Glide radio that is the absolute game changer, and the new SI radio, which is really the GTS radio replacement. I mean, it's an amazing radio. Both of those are going to be here about the third week of December. Now, there's a couple good things in this. First off, it's winter. Most of you aren't riding every day, and 3 more weeks to make sure we get an awesome product, that everything went through all the software revisions and everything's been tested, and we know it's going to be a home run, and you're going to be excited and happy when you get your radio. Secondly, our radio's already made. They're done. We're just waiting on them to get shipped, which is great because China is, I mean, it is terrible right now. These lockdowns have caused riots. Streets are getting shut down. Plants are getting shut down. If we were waiting on them to be made, who knows if we could even get them. So the guys that have pre-ordered them, like you, or maybe if you're thinking about it, you did an awesome job because we don't know when the next batch of radios will even be made. So you did great by going ahead and getting your radio ordered, and we're going to make sure you get it very quickly. Now, at Volunteer Audio, what have we done? We've already got all your MRRs here ready so we can quickly flash them and get them out to you. If you bought speakers or amps, they're sitting here packaged, ready. All we're waiting on is the radio so we can test and set your gains correctly on your amplifier and ship your package out. So once the radios come in, we expect this to be a pretty smooth transition out to you with new product. And I know you're going to find it's well worth the wait. Now, one thing I got here I wanted to mention while we're talking. I've got the HDHU14si. That's the new Road Glide radio here in my possession. This thing is awesome. I've been playing with it. It does every single thing that the HDHU14 Plus did. And you know, we've been using it for a year now, and it has been rock solid. It's been a rock star. Everything that we want in an aftermarket radio, it has. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. But this is going to fit that older Road Glide. So it's going to make your bike like a new bike, and it's going to make it where we can add on amplifiers and speakers and make it so much better. We're going to do a full product review on this in the upcoming days, and we'll release that video shortly after. I just wanted to get you updated on when these radios would ship. That is, we found out yesterday. I got a letter from Epsilon. I actually printed it to show you. Came straight from Ronnie explaining the situation. We'll put this up on our site. If you want to see what it says, I can definitely get it to you. It's basically just what I told you. But I'm going to take a few days and we're going to do a great review on this radio, and hopefully the next video you see from me is going to be about the 98-13 Road Glide, and then after that, a few weeks later, we'll start having install videos of both of these radios in these Harleys. So we'll show you about the time you get the radio, I hope to be able to show you a video on how to put it in your bike, how to install your amplifiers, how to upgrade your speakers, step by step, so you can put it in and save that labor money that you may pay someone else. So, as always, at Volunteer Audio, we want to be upfront, we want to be honest. I want you to know that we care about your business and we don't take it for granted. So I wanted to get you updated as fast as I could and tell you what the situation was. It could be so much worse, and I'm so thankful that our radios are made and we've got a date when they're going to be here. But if you have questions, definitely comment below. Call our sales team at 1-844-30-AUDIO. You can also email us. Definitely calling us is the quickest way, but you could email us at sales@volaudio.com as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your business. We're so blessed and thankful for you. And if you have more questions about this or something maybe I didn't touch on, comment below. That way everybody can see the answers as we reply back. But thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your business and supporting our families and our business. So thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed day.